Good evening. I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor, and it's currently Wednesday, August the 12th, right at 7 o'clock, actually, from my clock anyway. So I want to do today's daily recap of events that affect the way you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Now, the question for today is, what do I do first? And I'll get to that in just a few minutes. But we start every show with the current COVID case situation because, again, worldwide, the COVID situation is the number one mover in everything that affects everyone, especially here in the United States because our numbers are so high. Again, we've got basically 5% of the world population, 4 to 5% of the world population, but basically 25% of the world's cases and the world's deaths. So we're doing something a little bit off. Okay. We're just not quite there yet. And it's a big mover worldwide, and especially here with the number of cases that we have, the number of deaths that we have right now. So the current number of cases is 5,181,000 cases. Okay. That's up basically 50,000, almost 51,000 since yesterday. Now, the case numbers have pretty much stayed the same. You get about a 30% chance of recovery. The recovery numbers are sort of strange. I don't think it's being reported just properly just yet, because right now, out of all the cases, they're saying 30% have recovered. However, the deaths, they're a little bit easier to track, okay? And they're reported much more often anyway. And so if you've been diagnosed with COVID, there's basically a 3% chance that you're going to die. And that might not seem like a lot if you're not part of the 3%, but if you are, okay, it's a real big deal. Right now, the deaths from COVID since basically January, February are 165,531. That's up just under 1,000 people since yesterday. California's had the number one spot for close to 4 weeks now, it looks like, I believe. And they're number one because of the number of deaths, the number of cases they've had diagnosed so far. Right now, they're at 586,745 cases. They had another 11,000 cases, almost 12,000 cases since yesterday. Their deaths right now are at 10,656. So another 171 people have died since yesterday in California. Florida's got the number 2 spot. They are not having a good time by any way, shape, or form. Okay. Texas is also not having a good time. New York is pretty much under control, and they're number 4 because they've had so many cases early on. Okay. When this got started in February, March, okay, they were inundated. They took major steps, and they're pretty much under control at this point in time. And now other states are starting to catch up with their numbers. Georgia's at number 5, also a state not having a good time. Illinois is at number 6. Arizona is at number 7, also a state not having a good time. New Jersey is at number 8. Okay, again, they're in the same situation as New York. They've got these high numbers, but pretty much most of those high numbers came from months ago. They're not too off the wall at this point in time. Other states are starting to catch up. North Carolina is number 9. North Carolina is one of those states. Louisiana is number 10. Okay, and they just moved up this past week. Now, there's tons of things happening. There's tons of things happening every day. Right now, Florida and Georgia are seeing new single-day records for COVID deaths. Again, it's just, they open up the economies, okay, way too fast. They didn't, and they still don't believe that masks should be required. And they had increased cases, they had increased hospitalizations, and now they're having increased deaths. Now, a Florida sheriff, okay, actually banned, okay, his deputies and office visitors from wearing masks on the same day his county broke records for COVID deaths. Okay, it's actually unbelievable what goes on these days. For football, the Big Ten and the Pac-12, I'm not certain what those things are because I'm not a big football fan, but these are college football things, I'm assuming. And they canceled their full football season Tuesday, okay, putting the entire college season in jeopardy. And yesterday, Joe Biden selected Kamala Harris as his VP running mate. Okay, that pretty much starts off the official presidential election season. Okay, it's going to get interesting from here on out, as if it wasn't interesting enough. Okay, kids right now are a big thing. Kids in schools, and right now, almost 50% of schools will start their school year with virtual classes. Only 50% are going to have in-person classes. Now, a Georgia school district that does not require masks has actually closed their school and now has over 1,100 students and staff in quarantine due to COVID. Okay. The Cherokee County School District, based in Canton, Georgia, okay, about 40 miles north of Atlanta. Okay, they made the announcement Tuesday, just 8 days after they actually opened the schools. Now, the decision was not made lightly, according to Superintendent Brian Hightower. He said in a statement about the temporary halt to in-person instruction at Etowah High School. He said the high school had 14 confirmed cases of COVID and 15 positive tests pending as of Tuesday morning. Now, as a result of the confirmed cases, 294 students and staff are right now under quarantine, and should the pending test prove positive, that total would increase dramatically, according to the superintendent. Now, in total, the district has 59 confirmed cases of COVID. That's what Hightower said. It also has 1,156 students and 37 staff in quarantine, according to a district list. Now, Hightower warned that because the COVID cases are predominantly at the district's high schools, more of these schools could actually end up getting closed. The Cherokee County District, which has an enrollment of 42,000. Okay, right now, 30,000 of them are receiving in-person instruction. Okay, and they only have a recommendation, but not a requirement to wear masks. But the superintendent said in a statement that wearing masks may prevent the closure of more schools. He said, as your superintendent, I wear a mask whenever I cannot social distance. Okay. We know all parents do not believe in scientific research that indicates masks are beneficial. But I believe in it, and I see masks as an important measure to help keep the schools open. Now, when we announced plans to reopen schools with options of in-person learning and digital learning at home, we made clear that the challenges that came along with this choice for our families, okay? That's what he said. Now, prior to the reopening of the schools on August 3rd, some teachers and parents protested the district's plans. In July, demonstrators, okay, including teachers, protested outside the school board meeting, according to Georgia Public Broadcasting. Now, some teachers actually resigned before the school year started due to safety concerns, according to the Cherokee County Cherokee Tribune and Ledger News. Those are two local papers there that cover things. One of them was teacher Allison Webb, who worked on one of the high schools there. Out of 2,000 students in the school, okay, 1,500 will be returning in person without a mandatory mask situation. Okay, and that's what she told the news outlet late in July, saying that it actually frightened her. Another teacher said she was also concerned about the lack of mask mandate, but planned to return to school anyway. Okay, my personal fear is that I'm going to die before my career is over, and that this tiny virus is going to take me out. Not old age, not some horrific accident. Okay. And this is a science teacher, Olivia Vested. Okay, that's what she told the Tribune Ledger. Okay. I don't understand the county's refusal to mandate masking for students. Okay. So this is the type of thing that's going on. And yesterday I mentioned where a school principal said that, masks were necessary because God protected them. Okay. This is from a school principal. Okay. In order to be a school principal in most places, you need at least a doctorate. So you've got a certain level of education, and you don't expect that for somebody to have that level of education and not have a basic understanding of some science. Okay. Really, really basic science. Now, on the financial front, U.S. stocks rose today amid investor optimism around further economic stimulus and the prospect of a coronavirus vaccine, okay, which is really still up in the air. Russia says that they have one. But again, they said they didn't interfere with the elections either. So who knows what's going on there? They would love to have one. Okay, the benchmark S&P 500 closed less than 0.2% from a record. Okay, it last reached an all-time high in February 19 prior to the COVID crash. Shares of Madeira spiked after President Trump announced that the U.S. planned to buy 100 million doses of its coronavirus vaccine, even though it's not really tested yet. Tesla shares gained after the company announced a 5-for-1 stock split. And oil prices climbed after a recent report said that American crude oil stockpiles shrank last week. So all that's really nice. But if you're not a big holder of mutual funds right now, and you don't have those individual stocks, it really doesn't do much for you, though, does it? And that really brings me to the question for today. What do I do to get started? What do I do first? Despite everything that's going on in the world right now, the basics remain the same. Food, shelter, and clothing. That hasn't changed in decades, years, millennia. Food, shelter, and clothing, those are basic things. When those things are no longer a concern because you've got those things under control, then most people move to the next level of things. Next level is income and relationships with the eventual goal of retirement. Now, whatever that might mean to you. It doesn't necessarily mean sitting in a rocking chair, but I'm retired right now and I do this. I don't need the money, okay? But I do it because it's what I do in retirement to keep me busy, okay? I get a chance to share with people and help them along the way. So I don't know what retirement means to you. You do. Now, I'm making the assumption here that people that are watching me are not homeless or starving. So everyone here is concerned with income and relationships, whatever that might be to you, and retirement. So the basic question still comes up. What do I do first to achieve those things? Let me put this another way. Let's say you go to the mall and you've never been there before. It's a new mall. And just like your retirement, you're not there yet and you're not certain of what to do in order to get there. Okay. There's a specific store you want to go to, but you're unfamiliar with the mall. So when you walk in, what do you do? What do you do? First thing you do, where's the directory at? Great, you find a directory. Now you see a store on the directory, but you still don't know how to get there yet, right? What are you waiting for now? You look over the directory and you look for that big red dot that says, you are here. Once you know where you are, then you can actually start charting your course to get to wherever you actually want to go. See, I think all progress really begins with first finding out where you're at. You have to know the first thing before you get started anywhere. Where are you at right now? Okay. People have these lofty goals in their head. Okay. They want to retire. Okay. They have a vague idea of what that might look like for them. Some people have very, very specific ideas, which is really great because the more specific you are, the easier it is to figure things out. Okay. However, when they just sort of wander around the mall, in our analogy here, aimlessly looking at various things along the way and just sort of hoping they're going to go in the right direction. So wherever you are right now, wherever you want to go, okay, whatever your goal is, you have to take a serious assessment of where you actually are right now. Let's say you want to increase the intimacy in your marriage. Okay, ask your spouse. Okay, he or she, how would she rate you? How would he rate you on your marriage right now on a scale of 1 to 10? You want to become financially independent and retire at some point in time. Pull up all your accounts. Okay. Do a financial statement. What do you have to work with right now? Now, whether you're trying to, whatever it is you're trying to improve. Okay. You need to first, you need to get to that you are here metric. You need to find out that big red dot, you are here. You need to start there first. Now, with that orientation, then you can start making some decisions, some intelligent progress towards where you want to go and where you want to end up at. Now, I'm Dr. Fred Rouse. the Real Money Doctor. My only goal is to help you to get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. If you want help defining where you are today, what you want your retirement to actually look like, and then the easiest way to get there in just the next 3 to 5 years, go to my site, drrousenow.com. See if I can help you get the ultimate secure retirement that you've always dreamed of. Okay? For now, I appreciate you spending some time with me. And I've had a good time spending some time with you guys tonight. I look forward to spending some more time with you tomorrow, Thursday, around 7 o'clock. Thank you.